All right, we are live, right? How are you feeling?
Hello, I'm good, man. That's nice.
So this is not an official episode, but this is gonna be the first official recording
It's a
of
test pilot.
test pilot, yeah, of the Uncultured Artists Podcast.
Yes, sir.
So what's the podcast gonna be about? Oh, let's introduce ourselves first of all. My name is Javier Pinedo.
And my name is Ray Raynette.
Great. So essentially, what we're gonna do is learn about the different forms of art through a series of things: interviews, conversations, discussions, reading, a lot of reading, suggestions. If people who, if anyone ever listens to this,
Mhm.
will give us feedback on what to look for and stuff like that. And we will cover different art topics through each episode, essentially.
That's the whole theme is, we are uncultured artists, and we're going to be learning through the interviews, learning through conversation, talking about every sort of medium, whether if it's animation, cartoons, comic books, movies, or, just normal visual art stuff like painting and sculpture and all that. We're going to be exploring all those different kind of topics. And since we don't know anything about any of those things.
It's a good learning curve.
Exactly.
And there's gonna be one episode at a time, one topic each episode. And also, a good thing about this is each episode, or at least some every now and then, we'll try to bring someone in to talk about their form of art, their medium, their medium. For example, I could come in one day as a photographer and talk about photography and what I
Mhm.
like about photography, this and that. Or maybe another day I can come in as a graphic designer and talk about graphic design, and we can have
Mhm.
discussions about that. And of course, a very important thing, we want to promote
Yes.
whoever comes in to talk about their topic.
We promote our work and their work, and we get to learn about everything in general.
Because at the end of the day, what we want is grow, and let's do it together. That's the
Mhm.
best way.
Yeah, we're gonna grow together. That's
Right? Don't make it weird.
Pause on that.
I don't know about you.
Yes,
I'm very nervous right now.
it's kind of fun though.
I might not sound nervous, but I feel my head at 100 degrees in temperature right now. I
It
don't know
got
about
extra
you.
warm, bro. I might take this jacket off. Bro.
I might be red right now. My ears,
A little bit.
Are my ears red? They
Yes,
probably
yeah,
are.
yeah.
I'm a little nervous, but it is fun, like
Of
you
course.
said. So, Ray, what do you say? We talk about a little bit of who we are, what do we
Hmm.
do, and stuff like that.
We go to an undisclosed art university.
Yes.
So
We're not talking about what
yeah,
that
we're
is.
not, we don't have to say
We're not
where.
saying names.
It
There's no
doesn't
need to
matter.
say names.
We are art students currently working for our bachelors. So we're trying to get a career out of this stuff. We're just currently working on just branching out, kind of putting ourselves out there in any way we can. And I think this is a perfect opportunity.
It will be great because we're really passionate about art in general.
Yeah.
So the more we take
Even
in,
better, yeah.
the better.
We
Yeah.
get to learn and we get to just talk about things we love. So it's definitely a fun way to kind of
go.
go about it.
Now, Ray, you wanna start first, talking, saying who you are, or you want me to go first?
You went first last time. You got all red, so let me get red this time.
All right.
So as I said, my name is Ray, and I'm a man of many talents. I do like to say I have different. What is that? The phrase? Many feathers in my cap. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Well-rounded individual. I dabble in whether it's animation, graphic design, or character design, stuff like that. But typically, my go-tos are comic books and music. And I always lean on one more so than the other because one of them actively brings money, whereas in the other one's just a hobby, a dream.
Something you enjoy.
Exactly. But it's definitely a fun way to kind of experiment with what it is I want to do. Like I get to it's a very cathartic thing to do music and also write books and stuff. But yeah, what about you, Javier?
Well, like you said, my name is Javier. I am a graphic designer, and like Ray, I am a man of many talents.
Yes, sir.
I like to consider myself a little Swiss Army knife
Yeah.
because I dabble in a little bit of everything. For the most part, I'm a graphic design student, or actually a graphic designer because I've done graphic design jobs already.
Mhm.
I do a little bit of photography as a hobby because it kills a lot of time that I don't use. And I've been drawing since I was a little kid, and I love it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I can do a little bit of video. I can do a little bit of audio, like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. And I'm always down to learn new skills, because the more skills I learn, in my opinion, the more value I add to myself.
Yeah. The more we benefit from it,
Yeah.
we get to learn and just grow as artists. But yeah, I think definitely guests it's definitely very useful to have outside kind of
An outside view of
yeah.
how things go and all that. Because we have our own opinions,
Of course.
and it's not the first time you and I talk. We've
Yeah.
talked a few times already.
So much so that we thought, man, let's make a podcast.
Yeah,
man.
might as well. If we're having such great conversations and
Right.
it takes us an hour each conversation, might as well
Right.
take advantage of them, and
Exactly.
have other people listen to us and get
Start
feedback and all that
profiting
stuff.
from it, maybe one day.
Make some profit out of it. Right. But the main objective is not money, boys and girls. Sorry,
Everyone.
boys and girls. They, them. The main objective is learning.
100%.
That is the main objective.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the priority of it. You know what I mean? Uncultured artists, the whole concept is literally just that, just learning through conversation and through different perspectives and different people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point. We're trying to reach different people, different perspectives, and different. We're trying to have
And
a
of course,
conversation.
there will be times where we won't agree on some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
That's just normal though.
It's everyone's opinion. Respect other people's opinions.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So we currently have 2 guests in the room. Is
Mhm.
there anything any of the guests would like to say? Your voice is not gonna get picked up by the mic. by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. The mics won't hear you guys.
If you talk really low, it's not gonna get picked up. We plan on making. Okay, so in case you didn't hear it, the question was if this would be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Originally, when I planned this and when I pitched it to Ray, my idea was to have an episode each week.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's possible.
Very
since
possible. Yeah.
every now and then we find ourselves with a lot of free time,
Shit ton of free time.
and we can, if we want, one day we can record a bunch of episodes at once
Mhm.
and then have it scheduled for uploading, whenever, wherever we want. Which day of the week would it be? I have no idea. That's yet to be
Yeah.
decided. We'll see when this episode goes up.
Facts. The key is to be consistent. Even if it's not weekly, we're trying to get it out as back to back as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's with whatever free time we have in between classes, in between our job, whatever.
Weekends, whatever.
Yeah.
We
facts.
always have an hour available, and that's all we need. An hour to talk about whatever topic we want.
Are we gonna talk about the problems in the art world? Definitely, that's probably one of the number one things we're gonna talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different topics. A lot of things are very popular nowadays in the art world, like AI, stuff like that. We're
Yeah.
definitely gonna tackle stuff like that.
That's a whole episode in and on itself.
Of course. Each topic is gonna be each problem or each thing that gets presented to us is gonna be an episode
Yeah.
at which we will talk about, and maybe we will talk about 2 things in one episode if we find that we have the time to do it.
Of course. We could even cut that into 2 episodes. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah, it might be a little too long. So
Some of these might flow in and out of multiple topics because that's just how conversations work. But we're gonna always try to steer it back into the main objective.
the main thing, of course. Always disclaimer: this is our own personal opinion. We are not experts.
Of course,
This is
we are literally uncultured artists. That's
we
the
are
whole
literally
point.
uncultured. Yes, this is meant to be something that it's very raw, very natural.
Yeah,
It's just our basic opinions, and if people don't like them, then I'm sorry. We don't mean to offend anyone.
to kind of continue off of the previous question, though, was like, what kind of topics are we gonna talk about? Are we gonna talk about current day art stuff? I think we definitely should. We should definitely kind of
Modern stuff, yeah.
modern stuff. Kind
Modern
of do
art.
slight research.
We can go through all the ages, all the stages of
we
art.
could talk about history, art history. That's the whole
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
The best ones. Oh, that's
And
it.
and it's not to teach people about history of art. It's to
Yeah.
have our opinions of the history of art, The question is, what is our least favorite form of art and why? So, Ray, continue.
Off the top of my head, the thing I hate the most is gotta be the weird furry stuff, man. That DeviantArt used to be this amazing platform for artists to promote and just put their artwork up, like portfolios and stuff. But then the furry community, look, they could they could all they could, no offense to anyone, I'm not trying to lash out at anyone, it's really honestly, the artwork is beautiful, realistic, like the line work and all that stuff is really well drawn, but it's just the content of it, with what they choose to focus on is really kind of just pointless to me, because they're not trying to make a story or any of that, and when they do, it ends up being a very limited kind of this weird, like, just love, triangle thing, and it's just some strange sus. So I'd rather not, and it's just too much. It's flooded all of the internet. You know what I
And
mean?
just like that, we lost like about 100 million followers, and we don't even have any.
Yeah. Hey, you're not wrong.
Oof.
No offense though. Hey, look. Honestly, I have a Fox character too. I can't be talking, but he's not. Here's the thing.
It's not his main character. He is a little side character that he created.
Yeah, I don't sexualize it. That's what it is. It's strangely sexual. That's what I dislike the most about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do. Like, and I used to, I really love animation and the history of it. So for me, Mickey Mouse, Looney Tunes, all that stuff, I love that stuff. And then to see that degraded, you know what I mean, and just watered down into this strange fetish, basically. What really grinds your gears? You know what I mean?
in art,
Yeah.
I would say
It could be music too.
it's theater.
Theater?
I'm not a big fan of theater.
You mean like old school, like Hansel and Gretel, Shakespeare?
I can't. I can't stand them. For me it gets stretched over more and more and more and more and more and more. See, High School Musical is a different thing. High School Musical is a different thing because
It's a certified banger. Come
we're
on.
we're kids, so we grew up with it.
I kind of disagree. I kind of love that old school shit.
There we
Like,
go.
I kind of wish I could know more about that, cause I'm the nerdiest guy you guys have ever probably met, but I keep it very
Nah,
hidden.
not really.
I keep it so hidden. So let me just be very frank. I have sat and enjoyed thoroughly every season of Star Trek, and it's so good. It's not even funny. But here's the
is that
thing,
a musical though?
Here's I'm bridging it right now. Hold on.
Okay.
So the main actor for the Next Generation, right? His name is wow. He played. What's his name, bro?
Look it up. You
No,
have your phone. Look
it's
it up.
what's his? No, the bald man. Picard. Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart. He plays in a lot of plays with the guy who played Magneto. Gandalf. You guys know who the hell that is, whatever. They're both sirs, so whatever. But they play in a lot of like theater and like stuff like that. It's like crazy. Sir Patrick Stewart.
You shall not pass.
That's the wrong man, but yes, that basically one of those.
No,
old,
but he said
Gandalf,
Gandalf previously.
one of those
so
old bastards.
You shall not
yes,
pass.
yes, same guy. I swear that there's photos of them kissing. Anyhow,
Great.
So they read a lot of like old school Shakespeare and stuff like that, and they've done recreations, like dramatic retellings of it. And it's like it's supposed to be written for a time of swords and stuff, but the way that they do it is like a modern, like the Afghanistan war type stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it was just different.
Here's the thing. I agree with what you say.
Yeah.
But the type of
You mean like
theater
operas?
musical that I hate, that I really don't like. Hate is a strong word. That I really don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's modern musicals, stuff
Oh
like
no,
that.
yeah.
The
No,
modern
no.
stuff with all the jumping around, dancing. The only exception to that rule would be High School Musical, because I grew up on that.
But the new show is garbage.
Hamilton was good.
I've never
Hamilton
watched
is
Hamilton.
good,
Is it
but
really?
Hamilton takes a different approach. It's not the modern cringy musical.
I disagree.
Over the top.
thoroughly.
It's more historic. It's more recreational.
Yeah,
It's a
I
musical,
mean,
but it's telling something
they're
that might be of
definitely-
interest to someone.
They're definitely distorting history a little bit, but
Yeah, they probably did.
romanticizing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's what it is.
But the only reason I haven't watched Hamilton, even though everyone loves it and praises it and all that,
Bro,
It's
it's free.
'cause
It's free to watch if you have Disney
it's free
Plus.
to watch. Yeah, but here's the thing: every dude has recommended it. It's because their girlfriend made them watch it. I swear to God. I swear to you guys.
You
It's
know
literally
what?
what I've heard.
You know what? Now that you said that, I'm gonna recommend it to you because no
For
girl
real?
has made me watch this shit. So you better watch Hamilton. You better watch
Is
it.
it worth it?
It's worth a watch. It's
Okay,
good.
bet.
It's very good.
Is it inspirational?
It might be for you.
Oh, cool, but
It might be for you. I can see it being inspiration for you. Like, without spoiling it, to make put your voice up when you're talking.
you would have been perfect as a third co-host.
Pass me the mic.
Oh,
Let's
oh,
go.
okay.
All right, a little pause. Well,
Finally,
co-host, maybe like part-time co-host.
yeah, part-time.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
We're our first guest.
In and
would
out.
you, would
yeah.
you like to introduce yourself? Who you are, what you do, this and that?
My occupation and everything.
Yes, all that.
Hey guys.
Social security number.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my social is 345.
Great.
My name is Angelo. I'm one of the guys, third guy.
One of the boys. Yeah.
Ange-
One of the
Angelo
boys.
what?
I'm not gonna be showing up every single time, but
Excuse me.
Yeah. What's that last name again?
What's the last name?
Scarpati.
Ooh.
All right, let me
Sophisticated.
in my native tongue, Scarpati.
Ooh.
Scarpati. But anyways, we were talking about Hamilton, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
were.
So, what I was saying is the cool thing about Hamilton is you have basically like yin and yang in a way, right? In terms of personality. You have Hamilton, who is a risk taker, but at the cost of his life, right? Spoiler. And then, if you didn't already know, history. And then Aaron Burr, he likes to play it safe because he's afraid of losing what he's got
Aaron Paul,
because of
Breaking
him.
Bad.
Yeah,
You
because
can't get away with this.
exactly. So the thing that a lot of people like about that play is that you tend to what's the word? Not compare yourself, but rather identify with one of these two
Yeah.
characters. So that's what makes that play really special. At least to me, it's a really good play.
I agree.
So it's like relatable in that sense where
Yeah.
you kind of tend to not project, but like kind of feel what they're feeling. That kind of
Yeah.
struggle of trying to make it.
Exactly. Like I have a friend who he was more of like an Aaron Burr, where he was kind of like he would double think things. He was afraid of taking risks, and after watching that show, it kind of made him self-reflect and be like, "Oh, dang," you know, like
okay.
despite Hamilton taking risks and sometimes them paying off and other times not paying off, I should be more of a Hamilton. I should allow more of that kind of personality in my life. And so whenever we go on a trip or something like that, for example, and we try to do something crazy, and for him it's out of character, he always stops and is like, you know what? Nah, I can't be an Aaron Burr. I have to shoot my shot. I have to do this.
Yeah.
So that's part of like the magic of the play, in my opinion.
All right,
So,
bet.
so Ray, since you suggested me to watch a few movies here and there,
Yes.
the last one I watched that you told me to was
Great recommendation.
Scarface.
Ooh.
Ooh,
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
This
Yeah.
little Cuban man said he hasn't watched it. I was like, you need this.
Oh, for real, man.
I
You're
watched.
Cuban, you don't have-
I watched it. I watched it already.
That's
Yes.
like
So Ray,
Yes.
watch Hamilton.
I will
You're
watch
gonna
Hamilton.
like it
Facts.
for that reason Angelo just explained.
Yeah. That sounds good as hell.
Yes.
That's the thing too. Like, musicals tend to lend themselves really good for drama and storytelling in that aspect. You know what I mean? So I might actually learn a lot of character development and stuff like that when it comes to writing. Obviously, my stuff's not gonna be no musical. You know what I mean? But it could be a way to simplify characters. You know what I mean?
you can draw inspiration from a
Yeah.
lot of different things. So
Exactly.
that could be a creative outlet.
Now a little segue over here. Now that
Mhm.
we're talking about storytelling,
Yes.
and all that stuff.
Oh.
What is you guys' favorite movie or show that you've watched?
Favorite movie or show?
I know
That's a good
mine.
question.
There's so many.
I know mine. Some of you know mine already.
Yeah. I
What's
usually
yours?
just watch crime movies.
So
Right.
my favorite movie slash my favorite movie, and so far for multiple reasons: visuals, story, the way it made me feel, and the way that movie came to my life at the time it did. It's Into the Spider-Verse. I love that movie. It came to my life at a moment where I felt like the main character. I felt out of place.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I couldn't do what I wanted, and everyone had expectations about me. And then I break through and I started my life in school. So
Nice, man.
there it is. Now, what's your guys' movies?
That's a very good question. So you identified with that character.
I identify with that character in general.
Dang,
Yeah.
so now you got me thinking.
Yeah,
Because I had a movie in mind,
Now it's
but
like,
now I'm like, shoot, now I got to think of something more like
deep,
I
more
felt like
profound.
this person.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty much Miles Morales. Pretty much.
You know, I feel like I identify myself very well with the American Psycho. No, I'm kidding.
Here we go, Criminal Minds.
No.
Criminal Minds.
Patrick Bateman. No. That's a good movie though. But
It is a good movie.
honestly, one of the things that I ended up watching just too many times. You know what I mean? And obviously now it's become super ultra popular. But you know,
You can't
It's
keep
gotta
getting
be-
away with this.
you can't keep getting away with
Is it
it.
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
There it is.
My
Oh.
absolute favorite show.
Masterpiece.
It's masterpiece, man.
Masterpiece.
I watched that shit when I was in middle school. One of my friends recommended. He's like, "Oh, dude, this show about this bald dude is really cool." I'm like, what are you talking about? Some chemistry teacher? That shit's boring, bro. Because I never, at the time, I only ever watched like animated things, you know.
Yeah. So
'Cause I was in middle school.
So you're saying you relate to Walter White?
Damn, I never thought about it that way, but in the strangest way, I did. You know what I mean? That kind of just stuck, and not having any kind of control in his life, right? But he needed that thing that's to spark the change. You know, that kind of like, oh shit, you know, I need to get out of here. If not, everything's gonna collapse. Obviously, I don't want to be a crime boss. I'm in the empire business.
Are
You know,
you
I'm
sure?
not-
Okay, we got it recorded. All right, fine.
Yeah. Right.
It's on recording.
We
Yeah.
have the evidence.
Yeah, but I definitely do want to
Ready to
kind of just break
Ready to
bad,
drug
you
dealer?
know, break out of the fucking program type shit. Make my own kind of empire, and in a civilized manner. Now I don't have to murder
sure an
anyone.
empire, civilized. Those words go together. Yeah.
History has told us empires tend to fall, but whatever. I'm gonna still
Well,
shoot my shot.
We'll see. Go for
Yeah.
it, Hamilton.
Go over here.
So
Alright.
I don't have anything as profound.
It's fine.
I have a lot of favorites, either shows or movies. I think the first thing that came to mind recently was the Dune movie,
Ooh.
You actually like the movie?
the most recent one. Yeah,
The
that-
A
modern
very
take is
very
very
criticized
clean.
movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that just like Harry Potter.
I've never read it. I've never read the book,
Yeah, it's the same opinion as Harry Potter. The people say that the book is way better than the movie was.
Yeah.
but that's always going to be the case.
That's not
I
always gonna be
I
the
don't
case.
think I've ever seen a case where the movie actually ends up being better than the book.
Well, Lord of the
think-
Rings, I think.
Yeah,
Lord
I
of
was
the
gonna, I was
Rings.
gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, Lord of the Rings might be that
That-
case.
Facts.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
the movie was better.
That
than
it's
the book?
such a. It's literally almost like a historical recreation. It feels
Oh,
like.
okay.
But yeah, that's the thing people forget. These movies are adaptations.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes.
rather than it being, oh, this is, it's word for
Right.
word. You know.
Because in the books, you're in their head.
Exactly.
In the movie, there's only so much you can do to recreate, their thoughts and all that kind of thing. But yeah, for me, Dune comes out because so many different things. The visuals. I'm a huge fan of the movie's visuals. I'm a big fan of sci-fi, and I love the politics in it. The fact that
yeah.
the fact that his whole family was tricked into basically governing a planet
Mm-hmm.
that there was nothing going on, but at the end it turned out that they were being played, So I'm excited for. I think they're doing a trilogy.
Yeah,
if I'm-
hopefully. Yeah,
or 4 of them. I'm excited
you.
for like the next one coming out. But I think the cast that they had was amazing too. The
Solid
characters,
cast, yeah.
super good. Visuals were amazing again, and the scripts, the acting was just super awesome.
That
Fair.
is
Yeah.
a hot take.
yeah.
That's a really interesting hot take. It's a
Honestly,
nice.
I wouldn't really call it a hot take.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that many people say that they didn't like it.
They
When-
didn't like
when
that
it came
was
out-
broken up into
When it
pieces.
came out, there was a wave of, oh, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It
Really?
was bad. This and that. The book was way better when it came out.
Yeah, yeah.
after
That's
after
what
a
everything
while,
though.
it kind of faded into existence.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm definitely glad we're kind of seeing this resurgence of not even just trilogies, but like just movie series. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm so obviously the MCU and Marvel has been down our throats for so
Dude,
long.
It's been so.
You know what I mean?
Or actually, I think that kind of brings up a good point, or or a new topic. Do you guys think that Hollywood is recycling stories and they're becoming lazy, or do you think that recent movies nowadays are creative? Like, I
That's
don't know if I'm wording it right.
the thing is, nothing anymore is original anymore. You know what I mean? If we really
that's
water
the
it
word.
down,
Original.
yeah, original is the key word there.
Right.
If we really water it down, every story has ever been told originates from, I don't want to get super religious here, but from the
From
Bible,
something
you know,
else.
from something else.
from
It
something
tends to
else.
come from a source, you know,
Let's-
from the
let's
root.
not,
of
let's not
story.
say the Bible. We don't want that target on us.
Most holy books have stories that get retold. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to say which one, but all of them do basically. You know, and it's I don't know if you guys are ever heard of the story circle. I heard about it through one of the creators. You know, allegations or not, whatever. Dan Harmon, one of the creators of Rick and Morty, right?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about story circle, meaning it's the hero's kind of desire to break free or whatever, want something, and he has to lose something to get it, and he comes back to where he started, but having learned something. You know what I mean? So it's this it's like this loop of
So essentially,
characters.
Spider-Man losing Uncle Ben.
exactly
But he gains
he gains the
power,
power,
yeah.
and
Power.
knowledge.
and
like-
responsibility. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely
or
cool.
Aunt May nowadays. For those of you who don't know that
Everyone
Uncle Ben
knows,
dies, Aunt May dies too.
Bro, no, like everyone has to know
Everyone
that,
knows,
yeah.
especially with that new.
Everyone
Across the
should know
Spider,
it, but
whatever.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be lost through generations. And
No,
Bro, the
I
movie
mean, think
you wiped it.
man, think
It
about
might.
this. Think about this. Spider-Man is super old. Like the comic
the
itself.
character is
From the
super old.
If you
60s,
guys
bro.
know it, I'm pretty sure generations
Bro, if
after.
my little nephew knows it, think about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? My little cousins know that shit.
It's a timeless story.
It is a timeless story.
I going back into the topic, I do think that Hollywood has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just
They've
burnt
been,
out.
They've
Like
been burnt out.
I don't think I've
because-
been seeing that many movies that are like
Yeah,
original.
nothing
know,
inspiring
story-wise.
anymore. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
right now,
A lot of it is remakes.
it's remakes because IP is king. That's what it
Yeah.
is. People don't want to make anything original. They don't want to risk making a new story.
Playing it
if
safe.
They play it safe. They have a character that everyone already knows and loves.
Fast
Mhm.
and Furious 10.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Think
bro,
about it,
facts.
Marvel. Everything Marvel, they're just
Mhm.
rehashing stories,
Yeah.
and if not twisting and making.
It's all the same shit.
From
You
the
know,
old comics, yeah.
'cause
Adapted.
why-
They're using existing characters and existing storylines and kind of mashing them up now in their own like in
Exactly.
the
Yeah,
cinematic
their
universe.
little adaptation of
Yeah.
of
So why would
of
you
what Marvel is?
why would you risk making a little small creator-owned thing, even if it's beautifully written, if you could make a movie about 3 Spider-Men joining up, and you know you're gonna cash in a good, cool
Mhm.
million,
Yeah.
easy first day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ray, guess what?
What?
They did that.
They did that. Exactly. So it's like normal original things they're still coming out. People are still making these things. It never stopped, but it's no longer in focus. You know what I mean? It's no longer like, oh, everyone knows about this, everyone sees it. It's because, you know, where all the money is where the famous things are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even like now with TV, it's going crazy. Netflix adapted Wednesday, one of the characters from the Addams Family, because we kind of know what that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now that's super popular. It's
Right.
it is just rehashing old things, but
Wednesday adapted.
you know what
Netflix
I mean?
adapted
It's-
Wednesday.
Right, it's an existing character.
Exactly.
They just kind of expanded on the story.
They took the story of the Mandalorians of Star Wars and expanded
They
on
milk it now. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
what it is.
which I gotta say it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
I like
that's
it.
that's a show of the
Show's
year.
good.
I like it.
I think that show is part of what kind of helped put a lot of focus back onto Disney's version of Star Wars.
Mhm.
Because like when they had created their sequels,
Oof.
Yeah.
man,
Oof.
dude.
Please, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
We all know how that is.
If we all
So-
thought the modern trilogy or whatever, right, with
the prequels, you
the
mean?
if we all think the prequels were bad, just imagine the
No,
modern ones are so bad, bro.
the-
It's crazy. It's not even funny.
The prequels.
The prequels slap. If you go
prequels-
back,
I love the.
I was gonna say the prequels are
but I
not
think
bad. Why
that's
are you
because-
saying?
fucking
You
fire.
know why? I think it's
What are
because
you saying? What do you mean?
yeah,
Exactly.
it's because we grew up with it, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
true.
generation before us, they hated on it so much
Yeah.
because
it wasn't what they
it
grew
was
up on.
different.
I hate
Exactly.
you. While
Right.
I was burning.
But I think it's
Not
honestly,
from my perspective.
No, I think it's safe to say though that I don't think
Yeah.
us hating on the sequels is because we grew up with the prequels.
Here's the thing.
The sequels just suck.
No, yeah,
like, they're just factually
here's the
bad.
thing. I don't hate on the sequels. I hate the very last one.
No,
The very last one of them.
but you know what's the thing?
Because
Like,
the one that's before the last one, the 8th movie, I thought it was pretty good.
That's
was
the thing
good.
though. They're all pretty good. They're all like
It was
almost
It was
as good as
it was a popular term on the internet, mid,
no.
as you would call
I'd,
it.
I'd say it's less.
I
than
would
good.
say Force Awakens was
Force Awakens, no.
the only good.
But it was
Force-
just
the
a
only
retelling.
passable.
It was another
Force
retelling,
Awakens-
word
That's
for word.
the thing.
Yeah.
They again going back to your point.
Yeah.
They rehashed the story, right? And I don't remember too much about what was the second one after that one.
Exactly. That's
I
the
forget what it was
no one
called.
cared.
But that one was supposed to be like their Empire
Last
Strikes
Jedi.
Back, right?
But it didn't strike back.
And
You know what I mean?
It never struck in the.
It never
Yeah.
struck.
The
Yeah,
Force
pause
Awakens,
on that, but it never
The
struck.
Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker.
There
Yeah,
you go.
That's the
So
order.
so I think Force Awakens was the only good passable one.
If-
After
Yeah.
that,
If you were to make a tier list out of it, it would be Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, because they brought Luke back. Luke
It's
Skywalker is
literally
back,
in order of
and
release.
he did
is
that movie.
from best to good. Yeah.
And
Best to worst.
then Rise of Skywalker is on the floor.
Yeah.
but I heard the
Down on
reason
the
why the
floor.
last two were terrible is because when they had switched over to, I think his name is Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, it's too
Different
many
director.
switching
he
of hands.
completely switched the script,
Facts.
and
Just what happened with Doctor
by
Strange.
by the third one, when JJ came back, again, this is just me from what I've heard.
Yeah, yeah.
He had to basically try to undo everything that they did on the last movie
Yeah, Angelo,
to
don't
kinda
be don't
put
be
it-
afraid to put your
Yeah.
word out there. It's just an opinion.
to cut it,
Of
yeah,
course.
to put it back on track. But that's it. Like the damage
Even
is done.
that, it was. They all. That's the thing. People don't understand. Directors and writers. They may seem to. Oh, it's Star Wars. How can you get it wrong? They all have their own vision for what the movie needs to be. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like for example, J.J. Abrams, right? I hate those Star Trek movies he made. They're absolute boring
Really?
dog shit. They're horrible.
That
You know what I
bad?
mean? It looks beautiful. don't
That's
get me wrong.
funny.
The
That was
CG is
actually
amazing.
the movies that I wanted to watch to get into Star Trek.
It's hilarious. That's what
They're
I
bad.
first watched to get into Star Trek, and I was like, "This is trash. This is boring." I fell asleep. You know what I mean? The thing about that makes the older things, like the old Star Wars, the old Star Trek, is because the stories are something. Again, it is timeless tales that you could just kind of. It's all about rewatchability. You know what I mean? I could sit through all of the prequels and the old school Star Wars movies, but I will not sit through the fucking modern ones again. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's boring. It's just long. You know what I mean? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas in shit, I could watch. I'm not going to because that's way too long. But I could watch all of the Avengers and all of the Harry Potter movies
Until
you know?
Endgame.
Until Endgame. No, yeah. As soon as Iron Man dies, the MCU dies. Let me just be honest. But yeah, that's the thing. It's all about rewatchability. People
Mm.
forget about that. That's where good writing comes from. Is timelessness. People just keep doing these cash grab movies. Oh, whatever. Oh, it has Thor on the cover, right? It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? It's
Man, another good example is the Jurassic Park film.
exactly. The
They
new
literally
trilogy, bro.
they played on everybody's nostalgia by bringing back the old characters from
Yes.
the original movie.
yeah.
I haven't seen it,
Neither-
neither.
I'm
but
not
all
going
the
to.
reviews
Me neither.
they're giving it like trash reviews.
This,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I'm talking about the most recent one, the one where they brought back
The
Jeff
old cast and all that,
Goldblum.
yeah,
They
yeah,
brought back the old scientist.
Bro, they
dude.
did that even
original
with
cast.
Ghostbusters, bro. They just be cash grabs.
The
Yeah.
original cast from Jurassic Park. Yeah.
But you know what I think it is? I remember I think I had a similar discussion with like either friends or like in a class one time about this, where it's like it's kind of like fashion, where the things you usually wear, it gets recycled 10 years or so. It gets brought back. Old fashion comes back, right? For example, like I'm wearing Reeboks that were from the 80s. Like, man, this is like super old,
Yeah,
right?
It's an old school, yeah.
Right. So, from what I've heard in discussions, is people like the Hollywood, they'll play on people's nostalgia, and so they plan it ahead.
Yeah.
So,
It's
for
a-
example,
It's a cash grab, yeah.
when Jurassic Park first came out, to now, when they were thinking, hey, so what can we do to advance this franchise? Hey, let's prey on the fact that these kids back in the when did it come out, like the 80s or whatever, are now adults,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
So
this is gonna be an easy grab for us.
they're
That's
gonna
the audience
they're gonna
already.
see the characters. They're gonna be like, oh, they're back, and they're gonna go watch the movie. That's the
Exactly.
idea
It's a
behind it.
certified audience, yeah.
Exactly. So the same thing with comic books, like
Yeah.
Marvel, all these
They keep milking
like
the same
these
stuff, man.
characters. They're like, oh, let's bring back these obscure characters that these people grew up with,
Yeah.
reading comic books, because we know that for sure this is gonna solidify movie goers,
Mhm.
and then also bring in new audience that haven't seen them before.
But the thing is too, if it's done tastefully and with love, it comes out good. Like, for example, what was it? The one that John Cena was in, the DC show, the Suicide Squad,
Peacemaker?
stuff like that. Peacemaker. That was some random obscure character that no one loved. You know what I mean? But this kid is the director. He knew about the character, whatever. He brought it back. I was like, man, you know what? Let me get this guy some love, and it became a good show. It was like, this isn't bad, and it wasn't just a cash grab, but it got its own audience. Everything old is coming back and becoming new again.
Right.
Whether if it's for good or for better or for
good or
worse.
evil.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things. Everything's retro now. Everything's coming back, and again, there's cash grabs and stuff.
Yep.
I don't mind it. Some of it is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What was it? The Mandalorian basically is an old. It's because it's literally filmed and directed.
The thing for the Mandalorian is
it's sort of original.
It's a story that wasn't told through the movies.
Exactly.
It was somewhat told through
It's
the
lore.
show.
Exactly.
Through
It's
the
lore.
animated show, the Clone Wars show,
Yeah.
which I watched
Yeah, that's just
truly
good as
all
hell.
the way down. Great show till the very end. The last season,
Amazing.
masterpiece, beautiful. And they expanded on it.
Yeah, but not even just that.
They
though.
took
I'm not-
advantage of the fact that people like these characters and they expanded on that world.
Yeah, but it's the way that they portrayed it too. They
Yes.
actively chose the old school kind of grainy kind of look for the
The
show.
the Western
The Western feel.
the
you
Western
know?
film.
They even brought back an actual puppet Yoda. You know what I mean? Rather than CG or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like we're kind of going backwards but forwards at the same time.
if we think about it too, that little Grogu, that baby Yoda, it's a bit of a cash grab too.
Yeah, no.
Because
of
people
course,
like Yoda,
100%. He's
but it's
he's targeted.
he's not
to
the
younger
main
audiences.
character of the show.
He's made to. Be
The
a
show is
toy.
not called Baby Yoda. It's
Man,
called The Mandalorian.
whoever designed Grogu,
They killed it though, bro.
like on their resume,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Right.
Oh no, yeah, that's
that is like something to be extremely proud of.
facts.
Honestly,
You made an
because-
icon. Yeah.
Because people who have no idea about Star Wars, people who aren't, like huge fans, even then know about Grogu's existence.
Mhm.
Like you'll see fan art about him. You'll see him on T-shirts. Like
Bro, he's universal.
because the character was so adorably cute.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you look at it and it's like, what is so cute about him?
He's
And it's 'cause
ugly, bro.
he's ugly. He's so ugly, but
That's the thing.
cute ugly. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
That is
you know?
that is something coming from someone who is big time into character design.
Yeah. No. I think
No,
like
Matter
It's
of
a
They-
good thing.
yeah.
It's a
they
good thing.
killed it. The design also of the outfit, super
Yeah.
simple. It's like his
They hit all the
version
spots.
of what like a
Yeah.
little baby's.
They hit all the spots with him.
alien baby.
Literally.
They hit all the spots with
Simple
him.
shapes. It's literally a little Furby.
Yeah.
Big eyes, big ears. Now it's cute.
No, not
Basically.
not the beak. It has
not
no-
the little beak, but it's a little gremlin, but the cute version. You know what I mean? Yeah.
little goblin.
Are you guys down to go on to the next?
Go for
Topic.
it.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right.
Hit me up.
So this could be nostalgic,
Okay.
or it could be a new film that came out recently.
Or
but
maybe we don't know about it because we're uncultured.
Yeah,
No,
we're
no.
learning. We're learning.
what I was gonna ask is, what is an animated film that you guys love? And it could be
Oof.
for a bunch of different reasons, whether it's
I'm not-
visuals.
I'm not gonna say Spider-Verse again, even though it's true.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Even though it's true, I'm not gonna say Spider-Verse again.
Yeah.
Originally, that I love,
Right.
Cars.
Cars. Okay.
Cars
The
is
original
really
I
Cars.
good.
wasn't expecting that one. All right.
The original.
Most people
Cars.
don't like cars. I fucking love cars, bro.
the original. The first Cars movie.
Cars, classic cars. Yeah.
The life is a highway. We're not gonna sing anymore because
Oh.
copyright.
Yeah.
That Cars. I love that movie. I even made my dad do a little drawing
Mhm.
of Lightning McQueen on like the Route 66 background and all that, and he framed it for me, and I had it in my room in Cuba.
Nice.
Back home.
Amazing. Bro, my whole bedroom was decorated. My mom went all out. She bought me a little racetrack car, a bed or whatever. I had that for like a week.
As a
but
matter of
you know
fact, I had all the little car toys. Most
I
of
had
them.
so many car toys, bro.
The one, even the ones that you could change the color of with
Yeah, yeah.
hot and cold water. That was fun.
Man, cars
That's
is good as hell.
Good times.
Okay. Right.
Man, I gotta be honest, man. It's gonna sound corny.
There
Kung
we
Fu
go.
Panda trilogy.
No
Unde-
way. I was
No.
not expecting
Undisputed
Kung Fu
classic,
Panda,
bro.
let's go.
Undisputed.
Panda.
The GOAT, bro.
Oh
The
my
GOAT movie.
God.
That first Kung Fu Panda, bro. I was a little chubby fat kid when I was watching that shit. I was like, yeah, I could be Dragon Warrior. You know? I was like, man, if he did it, I could do it, bro. You know, it is what it is, man.
It is what
With
it is.
enough determination and all that shit and wanting it, if you dream big enough, you got it, bro.
There is no secret ingredient.
You are the secret ingredient. That shit spoke to me on a deep ass level, bro.
That's funny. Okay.
That's hilarious.
All right.
And I bought hella toys too, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, man. You gotta get that
Cash
panda
grab.
merch, that panda merch. For me, it's more of a nostalgic thing. Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Damn.
Oh
A
my
lot of different reasons. Not even
God.
just nostalgia, actually.
That's
so,
just powerful.
Bro, you're
so
gonna
if you
make me
guys
tear
go
up.
back and watch it, the animations, the art style,
So good, man.
beautiful. I follow one of the artists on Instagram. He's like an older guy. Like he's, obviously the movie's is pretty old and stuff. And so I follow his Instagram, and he posts a couple of like the behind the scenes, I guess, of his drawings.
Yeah.
I mean,
If-
that art style is just beautiful.
Mhm.
Like it's beautiful. It's super simple, but it's just the shapes of the characters, how they move, the story itself. I remember growing up, like at the end of the movie, I wanted so bad for the robot not to have died.
Yeah.
Like
I'm pretty sure we all did.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
facts.
watching that movie and crying.
But he didn't die.
No, but he didn't die.
He didn't
Exactly.
die.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
And I remember at the end of the
that was a
movie,
plot twist.
I always like fingers crossed, hoping that they would do another movie just so I can see the robot back.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know this. Fun fact, but the voice actor for the robot is Vin Diesel.
Hey, yo.
So
Groot
again.
himself?
Groot
Groot
again.
himself.
The
That's
man who
crazy.
drove
Yeah.
the man who drove a car through a cliff and survived.
He is our
That's
childhood
great.
dream favorite
That's
voice actor,
great.
bro.
Yeah.
Superheroes, I want to be like him.
Facts.
Heck yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he was the creator of it, but I know that the guy who wrote The Incredibles was in on the
Did
project.
Iron
His name
Giant?
something Bird, Larry Bird or something. I swear, but it was definitely in that whole like early Pixar animation people. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that group of friends.
Another one also, if I could tie in, is I forget the full title of it, but it's Disney's Atlantis.
Oh.
Journey to Atlantis.
Yo,
You're hitting
That's
all you're
good,
hitting all
bro.
the old
Yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah.
spots.
I'm telling you guys.
The golden
um,
age
I
of
love that
movies.
movie so much.
That one also, I follow the one of the character creators for that movie, and I'm just telling you, like,
we gotta do research.
to
Hold
be a
on.
genius on how they draw the characters. It's beautiful, honestly.
Simple,
Especially
shapes.
their hands.
I love it. It's so
Milo,
nice.
the way that they
Just
animated
squares.
Milo, his face,
Clean.
it's amazing.
Ooh,
Which
Oh, yeah.
one?
All of them, bro.
The one with the hat?
The white hair.
White hair.
Yeah.
We know the white hair one. That one.
That's my type.
Yo.
That's my type.
There
Hands
you
down,
go.
bro.
Yeah, no. That
Man,
that story is so good.
there was that whole era of. I mean, Disney tried to build off of that, but you guys remember like the whole.
There was a second movie.
There was, but that was less successful.
I never watched
No one
it.
watched it.
You know which one
That's good.
you know which one I like now that you mentioned that?
Treasure Planet.
There you go.
Treasure
No
Planet.
way!
Yo.
Yo! Okay, but here, look. This is the
Golden.
funny thing. I never watched Treasure Planet.
I never
out.
watched it either.
Get out.
I've never seen.
Get
it.
out. Get out of my
Was it even
podcast
in the
right now.
theaters?
People hated that movie.
Was it in
low-key.
theaters? I heard people didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I
No?
I
then the typical.
Yeah.
it
not
wasn't
typical.
traditional, but it was good.
Man, but that
movie
whole
was
era,
good.
bro. That whole era of animation.
Man,
like,
I'm
2D
telling you, I have
came
so much
back in a big
nostalgia.
way.
Like that was for me. When I talk about Atlantis, I'm throwing myself back when I used to have a PS1. Back when
Yes,
I
sir.
had that one disc that came with demos,
yeah,
and Atlantis is one of them. Oh man, all
that's
Yo,
in your
story.
brain there forever,
Yeah.
bro.
no in the movie, the story is just so good. The art style is just man.
It's a
Chef's
massive
kiss.
world. Yeah,
Chef's kiss. Yeah.
facts, man. That
And
whole
I-
era. Yeah.
I sound like an old man saying it, but honestly, like they don't make them like these.
I mean,
Facts,
bro.
looking
Facts.
at when that movie came out,
Early 2000s, bro.
2002.
Yeah.
I was
a
born that year.
child.
I was born that year.
I was a baby, bro.
I was born that year, and I love that movie.
I don't think I saw it in release day. I mean release night, because I was like, what? I was born in '97, 8, 9,
like 6 or 7.
2000. Okay, actually, yeah, I was like around 6 years old. Okay,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But
Really young. So, yeah.
yeah.
Facts. No, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There are some new movies nowadays that are really creative.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Minions. You know, like Minions.
Eh,
You don't think that's creative?
I think so. What was it, Soul or whatever?
The
Pixar Soul is good as hell.
Oh no, that's a whole different thing.
Nah,
Soul was part of, honestly. Soul was part of the reason. Like, okay, now that you're mentioning it,
Yeah,
if we were to talk about movies that we resonate with,
yeah.
Soul was one of the ones that actually it hit me hard.
Facts.
'Cause it
Bro, that
came-
shit, tears.
It came out at a time for me personally where I wasn't happy with where I was professionally, and I related with the character a lot because he just kind of skimmed by in life. You get me? Like, he was doing
Yeah.
something that he wasn't really passionate about, and he had so much talent
Facts.
in his life.
Yeah.
And so watching that movie, especially it being animated film, even hit me harder because I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I want to be someone who gets to tell stories like this too for other people. So that movie was,
I knew damn well every artist felt that in their soul, bro. For real, in their
Yo.
core. You know what I mean?
They're gonna have to bleep out a lot of fucks in here.
Yeah, whatever. We got a mature audience. We're all artists here. That's fine.
We're all
no,
artists.
it
man.
was such a good
But I'm
movie.
definitely
It's a
bleeping
good
those out.
movie, bro. But even going back to that, the Atlantis era, that whole kind of, it was like a revive of 2D animation mixed in with 3D. Because I remember DreamWorks was going right up against Disney at that time. They were big. I love this movie. Yeah, they did Shrek and stuff, but that was fully 3D. And it was kind of like this squared off kind of art style.
You're talking about Spirit?
Bro, no. I'm talking about. I watched
There
this
you go
movie
with
so
another
much.
good
bro.
movie.
I watched
I like
I didn't
Spirit.
grow up with it.
Spirit.
I like Spirit.
don't even know.
It's the one of the horse.
There's a horse movie.
I actually I
It's
watched it recently because
it's-
of my girlfriend. She
but-
was like,
Yeah.
you gotta watch it.
Besides the modern problems with animals and all
What
the
is
furry stuff and all that, Spirit was a good movie.
Furry.
I don't know.
Spirit
I
was
don't
a good
even know
movie.
what-
From the point of view of the horse, it was a good movie.
Oh yeah. That's the same era.
The
Exact
horse,
same
yeah.
era I'm talking about. It was Spirit and the one I loved to death as a kid, El Dorado. Bro, I
Yo,
love that
Dorado!
shit. That's the one.
Let's
That shit.
go.
Bro, it was
Yeah.
that, and they had
I got excited.
they had like they made a Moses movie as
I
well.
was gonna say Moses.
They made
Oh
that.
my god,
they
I
made
get
King-
chills just thinking about it.
They
Bro.
did that
Moses
one. They
is
did
so good.
King of Dreams as well. That was pretty.
I
good
didn't
too.
see King of Dreams. I
But
didn't see that one.
the
But
one I
that's
loved the most too was Sinbad. Did you guys see that one?
No, I never seen it. One.
Bro, Sinbad was crazy. They would always make something that was 3D, similar to the Iron Giant, right? Where it was like this kind of old, early computer kind of graphic style.
Right.
But it works. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of traced
Because it was
over.
very simple.
Very simple.
They weren't trying too hard. Like if you watch, for example, Spirit.
Yeah.
Right. I watched Spirit recently, and I've never seen Spirit.
Yeah. I remember I saw it as a kid. Yeah. It's old school.
2D, but there are parts where it's 3D.
Yeah.
But
Only.
man, it's bad.
Yeah. Some
Like,
of it has not aged.
it's
Yeah.
bad.
Let me be honest. Some of it has not aged well at all.
At all.
No.
At
But
all.
for example,
Yeah.
the
It
thing
is
I
what it
loved
is.
the most, bro, in El Dorado, the intro was this 3D city of gold that would just play with this music, and it was so nice. You know what I mean? Stuff like that would be so inspirational, and that used to kind of want me to go into animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those kind of stories.
Man, no, but those times, golden, man.
Facts.
We're talking about like what Emperor's New Groove.
Facts, bro.
You
Yeah.
know,
I love that.
What
whole era.
else? What else was at that time that was like
Chicken Little.
Chicken Little.
Chicken- No, but Chicken Little was already that was 3D.
That was already 3D.
I'm
That
talking
was the
about
Shrek
like
era. Yeah.
talking about like actual 2D.
The 2D stuff, man.
2D goodness.
Definitely, yeah. Emperor's New Groove was 100% popular. Oh, was it Jake Long? Whoever? The
American
the
Dragon?
Oh.
Bro, I love that
Oh.
stuff. It was that.
American Dragon was good. Remember when I think they not rebooted it, but like halfway in the season, they changed the art style
Yeah.
completely.
I didn't like that at all.
They changed it completely.
Yeah.
And I remember it got serious at a certain point because then he found out that the girl was the one that he likes,
It was
and
drama,
then she
bro.
met him. Like she got to know him as the dragon.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know that this one is like a show that a lot of people like. I just never really got into it that much. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh.
Uh,
That's a
let's-
whole separate era.
That's
right
a.
there.
Yeah.
Well, I think that should be a topic on itself because there is so much Avatar stuff
Yeah.
coming up in the next few years.
Facts.
Yeah, they created their own studio, right?
And
they're gonna expand on-
They're gonna
Crazy.
do live action versions of the show from the actual show, like it's on Netflix, I think so. Each book, until 2026, I think.
That's crazy.
They spread it out. They had a whole map, like
That
they
shit's
charted
lined up.
everything how it's
Yeah.
gonna come
Oh,
out.
like I have a road.
They're gonna have a show of the Avatar team older, more mature.
Yeah.
And there's also gonna be a new Avatar show. Like the one that
That's really-
comes
That's cool. As
the
hell.
no-
Wait,
another incarnation, the
continuation,
Earth
yeah.
Avatar.
Without spoiling, is Legend of Korra based on
It
the
continues
original
Avatar.
show?
It's
yeah,
a continuation.
Is she like the daughter of someone?
No.
No.
Oh.
She's just a,
It's
she's
a
the next Avatar.
It's a
Oh.
continuation. It's all
Yeah.
one story.
Would you guys
It
say that
flows.
it's good?
It's if you're a girl, yes. You know what I mean? It's not related.
I wouldn't even say if you're a girl.
No.
It's hard to
It's hard to relate.
It's hard to
because
chew.
She's written in such a way that she's in her own world. You know what I mean?
Like
she,
when you say that, are you saying more of like
she has
women empowerment kind of thing?
kind of. But even then, like
She's a lesbian, as a matter
she's
of fact.
she's that's not really the
No,
the
that's not
point
the thing.
though,
But it's the way-
she's an Avatar in a world where she's not even needed.
It's
so it's very strange. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It's exactly. You know what I mean? So she just so happened to be the Avatar in that world, and it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? They were like modernized and shit. They had whatever, basically police and things. So it's like, what are you here for?
Right.
You know what I
Interesting.
mean? Aang
Okay.
already had solved the world's problems basically, so she was just kind of there. Yeah, they brought back all the old
they showed
characters.
everyone.
Yeah,
They showed everyone older.
They showed Aang dying too. It was crazy.
Don't
Spoilers.
spoil
She
it.
had to.
Spoilers.
He had to
Spoilers.
die for her to be
Like,
born.
spoiler
Bro.
alert. They showed
Yeah.
everyone pretty
It's
much.
crazy.
But yeah, there's a few other shows
They
coming up.
continue that shit, bro. That's
I'm
hype.
excited for the ones where they're a little grown up, and I want to see how they do the adaptations, the
That's
live
gonna be
action
really
adaptations.
nice. Hopefully, yeah. They have to.
We don't talk about the movie.
Yeah, they have to do it with love. They have to do
We
it
don't
with
talk
patience.
about the live action
you know?
movie. We don't talk about that. No.
Yeah, most
I don't know
live
what you're
action
talking about.
adaptations are trash.
So
But yeah.
going into nostalgia,
Bro,
then.
that whole era of Avatar and all, when the U.S. started integrating anime into its stuff, we got Ben
Yeah.
10, we got Generator
Ben
Rex,
10.
bro, we got
Wait, what was Generator
My
X?
cancel
bro,
show. The cancel show.
you guys
Sounds
remember
so familiar.
bro, speaking of mixed 3D and 2D, Symbiotic Titan was so good, bro.
Which
It was
one
like this
sounds
it was
familiar?
these two kids, whatever. They would basically team up and become this giant robot to fight stuff.
Don't
it
remember
was
that.
so nice. It got canceled after season 2 or
I
something.
don't remember that.
Bro, it only aired on Cartoon Network for like a short run. But that was the whole
Damn.
era of Cartoon Network, like basically being
Oh, I don't know.
Generator Rex.
kind of like making
Oh,
their own
Gener-
animated.
No, I stopped
animated
watching
stuff.
Cartoon Network at that time.
Generator
Bro,
Rex.
yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah,
I
was
stopped
born and raised
watching-
Cartoon Network.
No,
bro.
I
Cancel
stopped
it,
watching
yeah.
Cartoon Network when they started. I found out after also, like recently, when they changed CEOs, and the
Oh.
CEO hated cartoons and he basically
Damn.
wanted everything live action.
Oh, I
like,
remember that. Yeah,
I stopped watching Cartoon Network
That
after
was
that.
so annoying. Yeah,
Yeah, they had
that show Level Up and stuff. It's
oh,
trash.
no, that's even before. Like, I mean, that's even after I left. No, what's that show of the people? Something Dynamite.
Man,
Friday Dynamite, I think it's called.
I know what you're talking about. Where it was like
Or
little
Fried
skits.
Dynamite.
I have no
These
idea what you're
kids,
talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
the
those
kid with the long
skits.
hair, and it was like a group of friends,
No.
whatever, something like
It
that.
was,
But yeah,
all
that-
Destroy, Build, Destroy, all that whole era.
That crap,
Hole in
yeah.
the wall, all that shit.
All of that
Man,
stuff.
fuck all
That's
that.
when they ruined it. Like, man, back then, like, what is it? Foster's Home.
Bro,
That was
Foster's
like-
beautiful.
No, you had Ed and Eddie.
The whole Dexter's Laboratory, that
Dexter's
era, Powerpuff Girls,
Laboratory,
Samurai
yeah.
Jack. That
Samurai
era was
Jack,
good,
yes,
bro.
Yes.
Damn,
Whole Hanna-Barbera era.
that whole
Oh,
shit died
yeah.
out, bro. Sadly,
Yeah.
but right
man.
after the live action stuff ended, we got the beautiful renaissance of like the kind of I call them like the little noodle arm characters. We had Adventure Time, regular show,
Oh.
Flapjack.
Gumbo, all that,
Gumball,
all that family.
Flapjack.
That family.
No, but
Classics.
Flapjack was before that.
Flapjack was the
existed
first
before,
one.
Yeah.
But everyone, apparently, the creator of Adventure Time and regular show had worked with on Flapjack, yeah,
Oh,
and they were
okay.
friends with him. He
Oh, no
actually,
way.
the creator of Flapjack, he was the voice of Flapjack.
I forgot
No
what's the
way.
name of the show of the little purple chef.
Oh, Chowder, bro.
Oh, Chowder was another good one. Man,
Chowder.
Chowder was so creative.
It's
I
crazy
loved
good.
it.
Bro, the way they use like patterns on clothes is so strange. I loved it. Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
That whole that whole era, and then Gravity Falls and Disney. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. That whole era and Steven Universe, people kind of don't like it too much, but it's still really well
at that
written.
point,
Steven Universe,
it's walking into a new
art
generation.
style. I love it.
The art style
but
is really nice.
At the same time,
It's the story is it's just for a specific audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you're walking into a
Exactly.
new generation at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it transitioned from Flapjack onwards. You know what I mean? It was so good too, man. Damn. This has been a nostalgia trip, man.
There
This
we
is,
go.
this is dope.
All right, going into that though, switching over to games.
Oh,
What would you consider your era, like growing up, like your
Man.
exposure to games, or at least the one that you resonate with a lot, like of your childhood?
man, I remember being too poor to enjoy the famous games. You know what I mean? But I would always see people playing Halo 3 and stuff. You know what I mean? All the
Ooh, I know what's mine.
Xbox Red Ring of Death era. You know what I mean?
I know what's my generation of games. Because I had a lot of friends who loved playing this, and I grew up around it. And when I got here, I also got into it.
Mhm.
The Naruto Storm games,
Oh my god, yes.
all
Crazy.
the Storm games, and all the consoles that came out.
Dude, for me, it's the PlayStation 1 era. PlayStation 1, man. Oh, PS2, yes. PS2, a lot of games. But for me personally, the ones that I resonate with the most is PS1. Like a lot of great games.
Ooh.
Like,
The first God of War.
ooh.
That shit crazy.
But that was
Wasn't that PS1?
PS2. That's
Oh,
PS2.
PS2, my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't play it either.
No, for PS1, bro, a lot of classics. You got Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. Bro,
You
those
have
graphics.
Resident
People started
Evil.
bringing back those old kind of like polygon things.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's just, we can't even capture that anymore.
Look, going into
Crazy.
art, for example, Final Fantasy. There was a
Okay.
lot of great
Classic.
ones on the 7. I mean, on the PlayStation 1. You have Final Fantasy 7. You have 8. What else? You have 9.
9, 10,
all-
11.
No, those 3 specifically, since they were for the PS1, because the technology wasn't there. They had to kind of like work around how to make those beautiful environments appear in the game for you to like walk around. And so all those beautiful environments in 3 of those games were pre-rendered. Like they were drawn. They weren't actually physically rendered like as in like polygons. And so one of the things that I really love about Final Fantasy, at least those that I like Final Fantasy now, but it's just not the same as it was before,
Mhm.
is the art style from those old ones.
Facts, man.
Like, especially Final Fantasy 9. Like, if you guys were to look up Final Fantasy 9, I love it because that one is what I always envisioned what Final Fantasy looks like when you think of the name. Because it's very medieval fantasy. So you have all these old castles, these characters drawn like in medieval clothing. And so like that
I can see you loving this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah,
I
beautiful.
can,
That's
I
right
can
up
see
your
you
alley,
loving
yeah.
this.
It's beautiful.
This is
man.
your stuff right here.
I
pretty
love
much.
it. Yeah.
Honestly, like my favorite part about old school games. Yeah, that's cool.
That's
So,
Angelo. That's Angelo all the way down.
my favorite part about all these old school games is like at the same time they were also releasing these beautiful art books about like just the concept art and like the character design, and it's such a good like resource. You know what I mean? Even for when like God of War 1 came out, such a cool concept, this and that. The character design for Kratos was so badass.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
No, Bioshock. I remember
Bioshock.
Bioshock. The concept art was beautiful.
It's not
Yeah.
out yet.
Not yet.
For those who are wondering, I just showed Ray because I brought
This
here
guy's a fanboy, bro.
a while ago. I brought the
Spider-Verse?
the art book for the Into the Spider-Verse movie, and on Amazon it's it's already on
it's
pre-order.
listed?
The art book for the new movie that's coming
bro.
out in July.
That's
Let me see.
crazy.
Yo.
It's coming up. It's coming
Nice.
up.
I
And it's already,
remember-
that's funny. It hasn't come out yet, and it's already
Yeah.
discounted 10% off.
For real, bro. That's just
Oh.
Amazon. That's how it works.
That's how it is.
It's not. It doesn't even exist yet, but they're selling.
Yeah,
it.
they're already
You know what I
selling
mean?
and it's a beautiful book
Yeah,
because you saw it.
yeah. The
And
last
you
one was
you,
so
you
good.
grabbed a lot of inspiration out of it.
100%.
No, yeah, I think that movie when it came out, it was a huge.
Bro, it renovated animation.
Yeah.
completely.
That movie,
You can see so many different movies and studios that got inspired by that art style.
that movie
100%.
shifted the world of animation.
Yeah,
It's very
1000%.
core. There's a lot of movies coming out now
that are
Yeah.
inspired by that style.
the Puss in Boots movie, the last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You saw it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You saw it.
It was very. There was sequences where it was very
It was like choppy, but
you
stylistically.
could see
Yeah.
it's
like
inspired
comic
from that.
bookish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's nice,
new
though.
Teenage Ninja.
That one's gonna be the same.
Mutant-
Yeah, Teenage
Turtle
Mutant Ninja
movies.
Turtle one. Yeah,
It's
very stylized.
it's it's very stylized. It's
But it's
very
nice.
hand drawn, very sketchy stuff.
Yeah.
It's like not finished drawings.
That's the
There's
thing,
a lot
yeah.
of cross hatching lines
Right, right,
out
right.
of. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Animated, it looks wonderful,
Mhm.
but it's inspired in that too.
That's the thing. Is like animated movies kind of became this kind of like copy movie, copy and paste kind of style of everything, kind of copying Pixar. You know what I mean? Everything was kind of the same. This very 3D rigid, and they
Right.
started as soon as Spider-Verse added that hand.
Thank you,
touch.
Sony. Thank you, Sony.
Thank you, Sony, bro. As soon as they added that like handmade feel, that little every single frame had that love and attention. So nice,
Yep.
man. It just made that shit flow completely.
I agree.
I'm hyped they're bringing that stuff back though. Yeah.
You're hyped.
Very
You
hyped.
have to see how I am.
I already had the book on
I'm not
pre-sale, bro.
screaming. I'm not screaming for a reason.
Yeah.
Duh.
A favorite Spider-Man?
Favorite Spider-Man
From the entire Spider Verse.
from this.
2099.
That's the cleanest suit
2099.
design.
2099. Yes.
Yeah.
You know when
2099.
that comic book came out, it didn't have
It was trash.
good reception.
No, it was a
yeah.
horrible story.
People hated it. Yep.
Everyone loved that design though. Clean. Man.
I didn't know this.
That's my opinion. Solely based on that on design.
Mm-hmm.
It's solely based on
Yeah,
design.
yeah.
That came
design's
out in
nice.
what, the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Or 90s?
I think the
90s.
90s.
Marvel was doing the same thing with a lot of their characters. They were doing a 2099 version of them, and they all looked very like
Odd.
what they
Crazy.
thought future would look like.
They
Yeah.
look very odd.
Because it was that era of where comics started looking hardcore. The 90s.
Very
everything,
edgy,
edgy,
with like exaggerated.
Deadpool, and a bunch of packs everywhere.
Yeah.
Bunch of extra muscles that don't exist in anatomy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they had to kind of catch up and try to remake their character. It's kind of like it's a reboot. It's a remaking, but yeah, those never work. But the suit is clean.
Design
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of like the all black symbiote Spider-Man from Secret Wars. Bro, I read the original comic. It's so nicely drawn, bro. It's just solid inking. You know what I mean? And they have little blue highlights when they add it. It's just
Yeah.
clean. You know what I mean? Oh.
Angelo?
What?
Favorite?
Favorite Spider-Man? Come on.
Favorite Spider-Man?
Based on the sign. Based on the sign. Don't get too attached to the character.
Based on the what?
On how they look. Based on the sign.
Right. In terms of looks, Spider-Pig.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
And a Spider-Ham. Yeah.
I respect
good.
that.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, Spider-Ham is pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's very clever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
it's
that
very
a lot.
clever.
man, I would say the thing is I don't know too many of them.
Okay.
I don't know too many of the different variants. I think Miles Morales is a pretty interesting
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I
A different
like
take.
the take on Noir.
Noir is nice.
They were always pretty cool.
Because that what is it? 80s, 70s, 60s.
Yeah, like the
or going
50s,
back-
kind of 60s. Yeah.
Actually,
40s, 50s.
the one that does come to mind, I guess this is also growing up. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ooh,
That
the show.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about the comic book series.
The comic-
Oh, but
the,
Ultimate
the really
Spider-Man?
skinny.
The very skinny, big-headed. Yeah. I mean,
Yes. That's
besides growing up
Yes.
with the Spider-Man from what's his name? From Spawn. What's his name?
huh?
What's his name? The artist that made
Oh, Todd
Spawn?
McFarlane.
Yeah. Besides, because I grew up with the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, but more of like when I would go to Universal's and I would see
Oh yeah.
his
yeah.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you
yeah.
would go on the ride and you
Because that's
would
the one
see
you
that.
see over there.
That's the one that I was associated with, to me, as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But as I got growing up in the early 20s,
I got
and
older.
2000s and everything,
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Spider-Man was another good one.
Yeah.
And I remember when the game came out for the PS2 where you could play
Oof. I
as
played-
either him
or Venom.
or Venom.
Yes.
cool.
I
I played
wanted
that
that game
game.
so badly,
I
but
played
I
that
couldn't
game.
afford the game.
It was so fun.
But I remember
There's a lot of that going around.
yeah, no, I remember wanting that game so badly because I'm like, whoa, you could play as Venom. Who
If you couldn't tell, we are poor,
Yes, we're very poor. We're very
We're very
uncultured and
poor.
very poor.
but we're happy, and that's
Yes,
that's what's
sir.
important.
But man, that Spider-Man for me was awesome.
Great.
Mhm.
There's some pretty dark stories of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
I did-
Yeah.
I didn't know that there is one where Craven shoots himself Like
Mhm.
he
Craven's
commits
last
suicide.
hunt. Yeah.
All right,
that's
all
amazing.
right,
Don't spoil it,
all
don't spoil it.
right.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's we're not gonna talk more
It's a
about
good
that
story.
one.
Look, it is what it is.
It's a good story.
He's a villain, so whatever.
That's pretty
All
crazy.
right.
It's all fictitious, fictional characters. It's all good.
Or like when Gwen dies.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up! Shut up!
Look,
That
look.
never
Oh.
happened.
Who doesn't know that?
That never happened. I don't know what he's talking about. That never
And in
happened.
the comics, he's like what?
Neither in the comics
like
or in the
Peter's-
movie.
This guy.
Peter's like patting himself in the back too. He's like, "Oh, great job, great catch, Peter," something like that.
That's
And then
horrible.
when it
Angelo,
gets-
stop making this sad, please.
Does
felt that too
Mary
hard?
Jane ever die? I'm pretty sure she
Probably.
probably-
Everyone dies in
there
Spider-Man.
There's
are-
always like a variant.
There are
Spider-Man dies,
storylines
bro.
in which she dies. There's one where she dies of cancer, because she gets it out of
what, like the Jane girl?
Mary Jane. She
Right, but like Jane from Thor.
Don't say that
No, no,
shit,
no.
bro.
No,
Don't
no,
say
no.
that weird ass story.
No, she gets it out of radiation.
Yeah, because
From Peter.
Peter's
That's it.
webbing, bro.
That's
Peter's
it.
webbing is
Alright,
radiating her.
there you go. But she died from cancer.
Yo.
No
Hey, yo,
freaking
rest in
way.
peace, bro.
And the story is him old, just thinking back at it, like
Yeah.
picturing how everything went.
Damn,
He
that's super
old,
dark.
decrepit old.
They
like,
made, yeah.
dying pretty much.
Oh man, Logan is another.
Ooh.
Can we
It's a
stop?
really nice one.
Can we stop with the sad stuff?
Because that was during a run where they started making all of the original characters, and just like, man, let's just let them have a whole lifetime. You know what I mean? And that's what they did with that Spider-Man book. It's like, okay, everything all in one book, and then with Logan too. And
Yeah.
they made it into that cool weird future thing.
Yeah, man. Or
crazy.
the comic books. I think Old Man Logan's based on. I think he fights Hulk
Yeah, Maestro.
because
bro.
Hulk killed I forget someone that he loved.
Yeah, some crazy
Something
stuff.
like that.
Alrighty, so that was it.
This has been the conclusion of episode 0.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! Hopefully,
It was a good episode. It was fun. We did a lot of things. We talked about a lot of different
yeah.
topics.
We jumped around a lot.
We managed to keep it on the art side at least,
Yeah, for
Hopefully.
the most part.
for the most part. But honestly, man, I liked it. It felt great, and this will be a great thing.
This could be has a lot of potential, has a lot of opportunity for us, as artists. This was super fun to make, and like we said, first of many.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad we made it. It's been a pleasure. Shout out to Angelo. Follow him on Instagram, Angelo at Angelo Dross. Angelo _ Dross _
Double underscore, people. So don't forget it.
Anyways,
All right.
it's been a pleasure, and hopefully, this makes it, and we'll get to see you guys soon.
Yeah. This has been the Uncultured Artists signing off.
Bye bye.
Bye.